welcome to the historic Ritz Theater here in the center of the complex of Safe Harbors of the Hudson. My name is Bridget Hayes and I'm on the board of Safe Harbors, and I am so excited to invite you to join us for the next 5 nights and go on a journey of learning all about Safe Harbors and what we do here, and to have some incredible performances. Tonight I'm going to introduce our first performer, who is Poet Gold. She is going to be giving us a very special spoken word performance that she developed just for this night. And she is Poet Laureate of Dutchess County. She is a transcendent wordsmith for the ages, and she has been a part of Safe Harbors for quite a while now. She was one of the performers for our inaugural event last year, which was a Newburgh Literary Festival, which hopefully after COVID we will continue doing. But we are thrilled to have her here for our first night of performances. And I hope that you enjoy this performance, and I hope that you will join me in giving as much as you can to keep the doors open here at Safe Harbors and to get the roof up on the Ritz and see this performance and many others throughout the ages. Thank you so much.
I suppose that God gave man art the way he gave Noah the vision for the ark, to prevent the spirit from drowning. Music becomes a life raft, spoken word, the oars, landscapes placed on bare walls present a sense of tranquility. We are required through our art to explore and capture the people's voice until they can exhale out their discontent, orate about their joy, and are no longer silent, until they have reached their human capacity, the dreamer, the hopeful, the innovator, until they have found within benevolence, the greedy, the charlatan, the hateful, the shyster. Until then, as artists, we must paint with strokes that don't restrict the blood flow, enabling hearts to beat with empathy, and we reach to lift those in despair. We reach to lift those in despair. Until then, we must be the Rodins, choosing away the fallacy of modern beauty to expose what is real. We must be the Catherine Dunhams of dance, leaping through the social construct of racism that destruct our construct to build through harmonious movement. Until then, we must be poets with expanded lungs, filled with oxygen that breathe life and human discourse. Until then, we are artists with raised fists in the air, without trepidation or trembling limbs. We forward on triumphant through howling winds, carried by cherubs, because heaven is near. And when it stops, this breath we breathe, our stories will surpass and forever be told. Through rhyme, scribe, photos, murals, and prose, cities will crumble, rise and again fall, and we will have noted it all. We will have noted it all. We are required through our art to explore and capture the people's voice until they can exhale out their discontent, orate about their joy, and are no longer silent, because we are the artivists. I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake. I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake. I'm awake. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake. I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake. I'm awake. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. The spirit awoke and opened my eyes. Instead of sleepwalking, I'd rather be sleep deprived. From a long fight from justice for just us, I'm awake from a time of empty syringes scattered beneath my feet, living corpse, bending, nodding. I'm awake from hollow point bullets that sound like thunderclaps, black bodies that hit the black tar and become breathless. My spirit was restless. Now I rise to answer her call. I slumber no more. I'm awake. I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake. I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake. I'm awake. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake. I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake. I'm awake. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. I'm awake from 400 years of tears and battle cries, wounds to heal left open by those who wield the power. I'm awake by the howling wind carrying the distant weeps of brown babies held in cages. I'm awake by the cult of personality, the manifestation of our collective evil, complacency, and need for a hero. Here I come to save the day. Here I come to save the day. I'm awake from fear, fearing fear. Eyes won't shut, just in case you have to fight. Forget flight. I'm awake. I'm awake, dancing to the music of my people, finding hope in that drum beat, telling me to hold on. Finding hope in that drum beat, telling me to hold on. I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake. I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake. I'm awake. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake. I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake. I'm awake. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake. I'm awake, I'm awake, I'm awake. I'm awake. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
But we were called the Bridge Kids. We were being flavored by South Suburban
fist fights never turned into gunfights or turned into pack fights viewed on YouTube Saturday nights. We were never somebody else's fool. And our assets were not where our asset. We were taught it was where our mindset amongst art deco buildings with a view. This was the neighborhood where I grew between two currents, the East River and the Hudson. My thoughts flowed like a stream into an ocean. Entrepreneurs I was influenced by. Drug dealers kept the street clean of robbers, rapists, and thugs. Cops made deals to catch kingpins. And I became a little hustler. My product, my imagination. I grew up to become a distributor of dreams because I hung out with the fathers at the number hole where the library and church all resided on the same block. So you could learn math, read, and then pray that your numbers hit. This is where I grew up, my experience, my life. In lugar pequeño que se llama Washington Heights. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, Washington Heights. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, Washington Heights. Oh yeah, yes. Freedom in America, freedom. Oh, we want freedom. Yes, we want freedom. Oh, we want freedom. Freedom is a birthright. Freedom. It takes America a long time. Freedom. It takes America a long time. Freedom. It takes America a long time. Freedom. It takes America, America. Freedom. It takes America a long time to find its moral compass because it's too busy being an accomplice to fear and greed. I heard Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. say, I have a dream. And when his lips moved, I believed. Turning the faded pages of an old Life magazine, I saw folks who looked like my mama being hosed down on the streets. I couldn't quite grasp the pain of it all, but now I'm living through the strain of it all. From Emmett Lewis Till, Trayvon Martin, Eric Gardner, Michael Brown, Breonna Taylor. The terrorist no longer wears white sheets. Today's sleaze is by arrogantly amongst us in broad daylight, cloaked by our disengagement, still building institutionalized discrimination, undermining the power of the people of our great nation. Freedom in America is based on economics when it should be based on a birthright. No child is born who says, when I grow up, I want to be a drug dealer. No child is born who says, when I grow up, I want to be a meth or a crackhead. No child is born who says, when I grow up, I want to be a gangbanger. No baby girl is born who says, when I grow up, I want to sell my body to pay for my education. The incarceration of dreams, so many with promise, whose minds have become shackled by invisible chains. Steel doors shut, lock, throw away the key. I'm still fighting to be free. The NRA has a hold on we. Freedom, oh, we want freedom. Yes, we want freedom. Oh, we want freedom. Freedom is a birthright. Freedom, oh, we want freedom. Yes, we want freedom. Oh, we want freedom. Semi-automatic spray blood on the concrete. Backdoor policies to boost the private economy. It's blatant, not a conspiracy. They say there's more murder than dead in Chicago than Afghanistan. But we don't want to see in our so-called civilized society that there are citizens still fighting to be free, fighting to be free, fighting to be free, fighting to be free for basic necessities, food, shelter, education, and jobs. Like those photos of Leonard Freed, who captured Champions 1963. The images and faces of those who still inspire me to march, to march, to march. Well, if there's going to be a dominant race, then let it be the human race. A race not enslaved by inequities and indignities. A human race of all people, all genders, all sexual orientations, whose spirit rises like the sun, vibrant, beautiful, brilliant, and sets peacefully at night. A human race that understands one man's loss is not another man's gain. I heard Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. say, I have a dream, and I believed. So the march goes on. Because freedom, I said freedom, is a birthright that should never be based on economics. Freedom, oh, we want freedom. Yes, we want freedom. Oh, we want freedom. Freedom in America, freedom. Freedom is a birthright. Freedom, oh, we want freedom. Yes, we want freedom. Freedom, oh, we want freedom. Yes, we want freedom. Oh, we want freedom. Freedom in America, y'all. It takes America a long time. It takes America a long time. Freedom in America. Freedom is a birthright. Yeah. Thank you. I just want to take a moment to thank Safe Harbors for inviting me to be a part of your gala. And what I'm going to do now is read a couple of poems from a couple of my books. But this one actually was written for the Dutchess County Executive Marcus Molinaro's State of the County Address. It's called Common Ground. Do not abandon the idea of common ground, an estuary where the mind meets the heart. We are not Zhang melting pot, one blend. We reside in the universe, in a bowl that holds us all. We are like soup or salad, where the carrot is just as important as the pea for flavor. Do not abandon the idea of common ground and build barbed wired fences to protect our fears, making our lives impenetrable for human connection, entangled in a war of words which become daggers thrown and spirits are cut down rather than lifted up. Do not abandon the idea of common ground or get lost to guile when there exists a reality of our capabilities and choices to respect different voices. Do not abandon the idea of common ground as we walk upon the shared dirt beneath our feet, inhaling the same oxygen to breathe. We exist. We be. Do not abandon the idea of common ground, the place where hope speaks and holds our better selves, where we are both vulnerable and brave, and indifference has left the room. Indifference has left the room. Do not abandon the idea of common ground, for our children are seeing, our children are listening, our children are reacting. And what we do, they will repeat, 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 and repeat. So let us reach, meet, and extend a hand, leading us to common ground. The next poem I'm going to read was inspired by a photographer by the name of Bibiana Hung Mateus, who lives here in the Hudson Valley. And she has a collection called Blue. And so we did a book together. Ta-da, You're My Blue. And the poem is entitled Blue Soup Bowls in Heaven. Whenever I see a blue soup bowl, I go back to my childhood. Like that song you hear flooding you with emotions because you remember where you were, what you were doing, and who you were with. I'm 10, and hospital food is never a gourmet meal. Eating my soup with the haste of a kid who's searching for the prize in the Cracker Jack box. I drink all the broth out, raise the bowl above my head, turn it upside down, lean back in the chair that has now become my legs. I stare into the bowl as if I was on a school trip seating at the planetarium looking at the constellations. I'm trying to find heaven, just in case I must visit. I imagine the stars raining down on me. I'm dancing in the rain like Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, tapping with Bilbo Jango Robinson and Gregory Hines, moonwalking with Michael Jackson, moonwalking with Michael Jackson, moonwalking with Michael Jackson. Hey, did you catch that shooting star? I make a wish, hoping heaven can wait. Separated by a glass wall in the room next to me, there's another girl. She's screaming. They're changing her bandages. She was playing with matches and accidentally set herself on fire. Her body held remnants of clothing melted into her flesh. She appeared skinless. Truly, I expected the glass to shatter at some point from her shrill cry. I hoped heaven could wait for her too. I wondered if she had a blue soup bowl. Yesterday, I went to my favorite restaurant and ordered soup. And yes, it was served in a blue bowl. I pondered if the chef and I had been childhood friends. The little girl in me was tempted to lean back in the chair, raise the bowl above my head, and turn it upside down. I smiled, paid the bill, picked up my cane, and walked outside. Looked up with gratitude because of a wish upon a star in a blue soup bowl that came true. To live a full life, breathe the air, a promise to notice the beauty of the trees beneath a powder blue celestial body, granting me heaven on earth. My next poem is in dedication to my grandmother. And it's also from You're My Blue. It's entitled Remnants. The cooler months always remind me of grandmother. Her hugs seemed warmer in the fall and winter, warmer than hot cocoa. Grandmother's complexion was very fair. Grandpa said never to call grandma white. Her grandparents were Blackfoot and English. I believe her grandpa was tall, slim, and white like grandmother. Grandmother shared with me stories about growing up with her cousin, who were a slight shade darker, and how they could not eat together in a diner, and grandma would get mad, and then the white people would call her nigger lover. Whenever grandma told me the story, I could see in her eyes that she was still incensed by it all. Tucked in the corner of the attic, I found grandmother's old cast iron frying pan. It was in a box labeled Grandma's Things. In the air, I still smell the sweetness of her sauteed apples and hear her humming over slab baking sizzling in the pan. I remember when Grandma would ask me to pass her the frying pan. It was like trying to pick up a set of bricks. Grandma said, anybody come in this house that don't belong, hit them with that frying pan, and that will stop them. Whenever she told me that, I would laugh. I sifted through the box to see if Grandma's whisk was there too. Grandma swore by her whisk. Said the whisk made the eggs special. Grandmother made beating eggs sound like your favorite music playing. At the bottom of the box, there it was, with a little rust at the tip. I brought both the cast iron frying pan and her whisk from the attic to the kitchen. Placed the frying pan on the stove, set 2 eggs in a bowl, and placed Grandmother's whisk next to it. I looked at them for a while. I guess the way winter sees the colorful leaves left over from the fall, remnants from a time past. Say their names, say their names, say their names, say their names. I wanna cry their names, cry their names, shout their names, say their names, say their names. Say their names, say their names, say their names. I'm gonna cry their names, cry their names, shout their names, say their names. Say their names. My people, we are connected, say their names. For generations neglected, say their names. Still today disrespected by those whose souls are infected. No need to ask me why. A black and brown not to die. For you to open your eyes. Is your Christian alive? Say their names. Emmett Till. Say their names. Michael Stewart. Say their names. Sean Bell. Say their names. Tamir Rice. Cry their names, Trayvon Martin. Cry their names, Eric Garner. Shout their names, Michael Brown. Say their names, Breonna Taylor. Say their names. I want America beautiful. Say their names. Walk on a land that is fruitful. Say their names. Not the lies that I'm used to. Say their names. 40 acres and a mule overdue. The evolution is televised. Say their names. To try to make us a little wise. The truth no longer to be denied. What kind of humans are you inside? What kind of humans are you inside? What kind of humans are we inside? What kind of humans are you inside? What kind of humans are we inside? Say their names, Eleanor Bumpers. Say their names, Edmund Perry. Say their names, Katherine Johnston. Say their names, Amadou Diallo. Cry their names, Alberta Sproul. Cry their names, Sandra Bland. Shout their names, Ahmaud Arbery. Say their names, George Floyd. Beautiful. Walk on a land that is fruitful, and not the lies that I'm used to. 40 acres and a mule overdue. The evolution is televised to try to make us a little wise. A truth no longer to be denied. What kind of humans are you inside? What kind of humans are we inside? What kind of humans are we inside? What kind of humans are you inside? What kind of humans are we inside? What kind of humans are you inside? What kind of humans are we inside? I wanna say their names, say their names, say their names, say their names. I'm gonna cry their names, cry their names, shout their names, say their names.
Hi, I'm Earl Miller, Safe Harbors board member. Safe Harbors of the Hudson is a large-scale, multifaceted redevelopment project right here in the city of Newburgh, New York. If you enjoyed tonight's performance, would you consider joining this annual celebration of our organization by contributing a gift to Safe Harbors of the Hudson so that we might continue our nonprofit mission of building lives and community through housing and the arts. In advance for your consideration and generosity.